Hey everyone, how's it going? I'm the Timicer, and welcome back once again to Dunswell. In this episode, I'd like to take care of a sore spot that I've had for quite some time, which is this large neighborhood over here in South Dunswell. This road network has been here for like 15 episodes at this point, and I've never gotten around to filling it in with anything, but that's going to change today. So today, I would like to zone this entire neighborhood. So this, guys, is kind of an example of what not to do in City Skylines. You don't want to zone these massive neighborhoods all at one time because then you're setting yourself up for a death wave at some point in the future. But I don't really care. I really just want this area to be filled in. And I was initially going to make an episode on this area and then another episode on this area, but they're so similar that I'm like, okay, no, I'm just going to do one massive episode and fill in this entire area, as it's going to be mostly the same stuff that's around here. So I'm going to start off, guys. I'm going to go into a time-lapse mode for just a minute here, and I'm going to start laying out some zones for much of this area, and I'm going to get back into some live play chunks to prepare some of these areas with some pretty cool stuff. So bear with me, and I will be back in a minute. Okay, so as you can tell, I've done a fair bit of zoning here, but I don't want to blanket cover this whole area with residential and call it a day. I want this area to be totally functional, and I want it to be a great place in the city, okay? So let's go through our services here and make sure that this neighborhood has everything it needs. And if you take a look at our education system, it looks like we're lacking elementary school availability, which is not good. And I think at this point we're straddling the yellow zone here, so I think I'm going to add 2 elementary schools. We can afford it. But how much are these per month anyway? 160 a week, so yeah, peanuts. So let's add one over there, and then maybe a second one along this main street here. I don't think they're too close together, and that should do it. High school availability, not great as well. These, how much do they cost per week? 560, so clearly more expensive, but I mean, we can still afford it very comfortably. And this high school, I want to do something special. So I don't want to just plop down the high school and again, call it a day. I want this high school to be a little bit more posh, okay, than your average high school. And to do that, what I'm going to do is go into my parks menu here, and actually, where would these be? I think, here, let me just use my search tool. I think it would be stadium. Yes. Sports venues, content creator pack. I thought, oh, they're, okay. I just totally forgot where they were in the menu. So sports venues. I would love to add a baseball field in behind our high school. So we do have a nice collection of stadiums here with the sports venues DLC from Bad Peanut. I've checked these out a little bit a while ago, just plopped them down in a blank area in the city. And I gotta say, like, these buildings have really, really great levels of detail. So for this high school, I think the two stadiums that I can work with are these two. They're some of the smaller stadiums in the pack. And let's just take a look at this one here, see what we can do with it. Oh, shoot, they have palm trees. I never realized. Uh-oh. Okay, well, let's maybe take a look at the next one down the list. Oh yeah, and this one's a bit larger. Looks like it'll fit anyways. Oh no, it still has palm trees. But they're not as big. Maybe I can cover them up with some trees. I don't know. Anyways, I think I'll have no choice but to leave these just because there's no other baseball stadium that'll fit here that don't have palm trees. So anyway, I'm not too concerned about that, to be honest. So let's go ahead and plop our high school now as close as we can to the field. And look at that. That is one posh high school. There's even a little path leading right up to it. That is amazing. And not only that, why don't we add a little park? So if I go in my parks and plazas, let's go into the new hotels and retreats DLC parks, where we have a collection of parks here available. Let's maybe try Old Bridge Park. Oh, that's huge. Oof, that won't fit here. Maybe the park with birches. Still a bit too big, but I think if I add a street here, should be able to get this to fit. Although it might be a little tight. I don't know, let's try it. Oh no, it won't fit. Shoot. Okay, well, I don't think there's any other park that'll fit, but I suppose we can add maybe like sidewalk restaurant. Yeah, that looks pretty nice. But I suppose there's nothing stopping us from adding one of these little pond parks just on the other side. What about right here? Actually, I might move it over here, right in the middle of this neighborhood. There. And okay, this is already zoned. And I'll just rezone this. And there we have it. So this zone is very nice. I like it. All right, so we've gone over our education. Let's just check what we have for hospitals. Healthcare availability is maxed out, and it looks like coverage is okay. Maybe the coverage might be lacking over here, but there's not going to be any traffic, so ambulances can easily make their way out there. Let's maybe add like... Oh, what's this? Oh, a yoga garden. Sure, let's add a yoga garden out this way. There we are. And of course, these buildings won't have power for the next little bit until the area begins to develop, which is going to take quite some time. You know, our demand for residential is quite low. So yeah, we won't really see the fruits of our efforts this episode. We're gonna have to check back in like maybe 2 or 3 episodes to see how this area developed. But anyways, there's one more thing I want to add to this episode, and it is this big chunk of land over here. And there's one specific thing I want to showcase before ending this episode. So this area will feature a nice, decent-sized nature park. And I think it's a perfect location for it. This area is quite hilly. The area in which this zone encompasses, so it's not really ideal for building a neighborhood. You know, as you can see, it's on a decently steep incline, so not ideal for a neighborhood, but it is ideal for a nature park, thankfully. So let's quickly build this. I'm not going to do anything fancy because I really want to just showcase one main building. So I'm going to add the main entrance to the park here. And then let's maybe add a second entrance over here and another one right here. And then let's connect them up through a trail system. Oops, that's why it was all wonky there. There we go. And then I'm going to do the same going this way. There. And the building I really wanted to feature is this. So this is a new building that has just been added with the recent update for City Skylines, and this is the Nature Reserve Museum. And it's literally just another nature park building. I'm gonna plop it right here. I think that's a decent spot. Oh yeah, and it features Mr. Mason's trees. Actually, I think I might height adjust the trail a little bit. There, make everything a little more level. And look at that. That's awesome. So now we just got to bring some water out to this place. Just like so. And it looks like it needs power as well, but that can easily be rectified with maybe a hunting cabin. Oh, wait, let me check the power situation. Oh, I can maybe provide power to the school as well by doing this. So let's add a hunting cabin right here. And then, what else? Maybe a lean-to shelter right here. Oh, I'm just missing a little gap between these two buildings. So let's add, what else can we add here? A little campfire site. Oh my god, okay. What else? Will a tent provide power? No, I don't really want tents. Random people camping inside the park. I don't know, maybe another little shelter, a little picnic hunting cabin shelter. Okay, there we go. So the power should reach, yep, perfect. And now let's add a little watchtower maybe alongside this cliff. Is that enough to reach? Nope. Okay. One more little thing, another little campfire station right here. And boom, there we go. We have power for this entire area. And what I'll do now, might as well finish up this park to its fullest form. I'm gonna add some trees. So we do have a decent density of trees as is, but I'm just gonna add a few more. Let's add some leafy trees here. Now, I'm not gonna use Mr. Mason's trees just yet. I have a lot of work to do before I can implement those well into the city. Let's add a couple of redwoods. There. That looks pretty awesome. And this is just going to help the land value in this whole area. You know, with this area being nestled into the mountains, I can see this becoming a sort of more posh area in the city. Maybe a couple more commercial zones out here. Yeah, something like that. Awesome. Well, I'm pretty happy, guys. Like I said, it's going to be slow going with this area. Okay, so I've actually let this area mature a little bit, and you can see some developments are spawning up. But there's one last thing I want to do before ending this episode. With this area being more suburban, I thought it would be best to provide the best access to the rest of the city possible. And so for that, I'm going to add bike roads all over the place. So not only will they provide better access to the city, they also look better. Citizens are going to be happier. You know, it's going to promote healthy lifestyles in these neighborhoods. And also, these types of neighborhoods that are nestled into mountains are typically more posh. You know, I'm just generalizing, but that is the case. And so I feel like adding some bike paths kind of fit that tonality a little bit. So I added some bike paths over here already. Actually, I'm gonna change this road into a bike road because I got this little section of road here. Might as well just connect everything up. There. That's pretty good. So people can bike directly to the park. They can bike almost right into the city. So this whole neighborhood is pretty much accessible. And look at that. They're already... Oh, no, that's a scooter. Oh, look at that. There's already some bikes that are going along here. Awesome. And with all that being done, I'm going to wrap up this episode. Next episode, I would love to hop on over across the river into Brightwood, I almost forgot the name, and get into some interesting projects. There's a few things I want to get into. I won't spoil that just yet, but stay tuned because it'll be pretty fun, I'm sure. So guys, the usual, thank you so much for watching. Leave a like, leave a comment, and be sure to subscribe to the channel. And until the next episode, please take care.